Sup heathens, Happy Viking here, and it is September. It is back to school month, and my god am I glad to be out of that hole. High school sucked. As if it wasn't enough to have me waste away in a cramped little dungeon packed with pricks, preppies, posers, and potheads, they had to teach me stuff I didn't care about and would never use. Stuff like woodshop and math. Fuck math. I don't need no 1-2 free book learning. Teach me something practical, like taxidermy or samurai lessons. But yet, somehow, during this time of year, I wind up feeling nostalgic for those days. I don't know, I guess I'm just nostalgic for familiar faces, for asinine antics, and for the daily feeling of disappointment in my fellow man. Actually, I still feel that. Never mind, just the first two then. But anyway, for such a nostalgic month, I felt it would only be fitting to review something from my past that I hold in very high regard. Undergrads. Undergrads was an adult animated comedy series released in 2001 centered around the lives of 4 college freshmen. Hey, hands off that mouse, it gets better. The show wasn't particularly popular during its original 13-episode run and was quietly cancelled after 1 season. Hey, get back here, you ingrate! Aw, come on, I'll pay you in bacon and power tools. There we go. But despite its short production life and not horribly captivating premise, the series has always stuck with me, and it still manages to make me laugh a decade later. Hell, I'm still quoting the damn show.
Wieners, wieners, wieners! Put 'em in your mouth! Wieners, wieners, wieners! Get it? It's like Mike Johnson. Alpha!
And since this show is basically already about watching me fanboy over stuff, I figure it's not too much of a stretch that I review something maybe a little less than metal for once. But don't worry, the metal will be back next time, in force. But for now, we watch Undergrads. It's a character-driven show, so let's introduce the dramatis personae in this collegiate chronicle. The core cast of 4 is fairly archetypical. Firstly, there's Nitz, the shy and out-of-sorts everyman. And no, I don't know why he's called Nitz. No one knows. Even Nitz himself doesn't know what the hell kind of name is Nitz.
I'm Nitz. That's not my real name, it's a nickname. I don't remember how I got it. Yep.
He's the star of Undergrads. The entire show is about him and how he experiences college. But other than that, he's kinda boring and lacking in overt personality. Next up is Cal, Nitz's roommate and a childishly innocent chick magnet with the IQ of a squirrel.
Hey, these squirrel guys are eating nuts!
He's silly. Cal is a goddamn mystery. He literally does nothing and girls throw themselves on him. He must exude some sort of overpowering pheromone that smells like chocolate and designer brands. But regardless, Cal's a pretty cool guy overall. It's hard to hate Cal. Unless you're one of the many pissed off boyfriends of the girls he slept with. Or Rocco. Rocco is your typical frat boy. Brutish, dim-witted, and obnoxiously perverted. He's always looking to get laid, and for this reason, among others, he hates Cal, who trips over tits and tail 9 times just getting out the door. So you can imagine that Rocco is a bit bitter. But despite this, he still has his moments of goodwill and vulnerability.
I know what you mean, man. It's tough when you have feelings for a girl. You want to buy her nice things to show her that you care, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like enough. There's only one way to reconcile those feelings.
How's that, buddy?
Beer! Taxi!
Though, as you can imagine, they're few and far between. And rounding out the core cast is Gimpy, the tech-savvy alpha nerd with a small army of lesser nerds. He looks and sounds like a crack-addicted gremlin and he never leaves his room. Why, you ask?
Because you're a paranoid megalomaniac with deep-rooted women issues?
And severe delusions of grandeur.
Oh, that's what it is? I always figured he was just waiting to play a game of riddles in the dark with tasty hobbitses. Alone, these people are weak, but together they form the Clique, a Voltron-like force of fellowship, helpfulness, and severe social dysfunction. There's a couple of supporting characters, but we'll get to them later. For now, let's delve into the meat of the matter, the subject matter. An odd thing about the series is, despite being set in college, none of the cast is ever shown going to class, save for a single episode where Rocco joins the ROTC, but even then you never see the class in full swing. At least, not until Rocco takes over the class.
If confronted with a situation where a fellow soldier attempts to talk about their feelings, an open-handed slap across the face is the appropriate response. Either that or a full Nelson, whichever you prefer.
The series instead focuses on the social aspects of the college experience. Roommates, RAs, new friends, fraternities, finances, and fucking partying! else would a college show be about? Learning? To hell with learning. I mean, fuck the social economical ramifications of the Industrial Revolution, let's get fucking wasted. That was another thing about the show that separated it from other cartoons at the time. It was adult. It realistically portrayed the raunchy life of a college student. It didn't shy away from things like swearing, swigging, or sex.
Hello, suntan lotion. Goodbye, melanoma.
Oh, clever girl, you got me. The show's mature subject matter places it in the same category as other short-lived adult cartoons released around the same time, like Mission Hill and Clone High, both of which having since become cult classics. But unlike those shows, which were both cartoony and irreverent, Undergrads was very grounded and low-key, with a laid-back atmosphere, an atmosphere amplified by a cool indie rock soundtrack. Indie rock? My god, hipsters would have loved this show. You know, what with its indie rock soundtrack, and mellow pace, and college town setting, and overt geekiness. Oh my god, I forgot to talk about the geekiness. Holy shit. This show has a positively unruly amount of Star Wars references. And Star Trek references. And there's an Indiana Jones one. And there's a whole episode where they play Risk. And another where they play Quake. Okay, there is so much concentrated nerd in this series that if you watch it, you will revert back to being a virgin. Seriously, let's take a look at some of these.
You know when this battle station is fully operational?
Yeah, boring conversation anyway.
Red 5, go in!
The wretched hive of scum and villainy.
A hyperdrive generator for a J-Type 327 Nubian Star Cruiser.
This series has so many Star Wars references in it, you'd think Kevin Smith wrote it. Actually, hold on.
Swallow my cockachino!
Nah, it didn't work. Oh well, worth a try. But, yeah, Star Wars. As I mentioned earlier, the show is really about Nitz. All of the episodes focus on him, and how he adapts to college life, and how it affects his friendships. And this is where the supporting cast comes in, his new friends. The two most important ones being Jessie and Kimmy. Jessie is a punk chick with a fistful of snark, and one of the first friendships he strikes up on campus. She soon introduces him to her own clique, but these guys are pretty one-dimensional. I'll let her sum up.
Brody is always full of crap.
DreamWorks is interested.
Kruger has one response.
DreamWorks.
Dan just laughs.
Kimmy, on the other hand, is a bubbly redhead whom Nitz has a crush on. Both of these characters create a rift between Nitz and his old friends, and his growing detachment from the clique is a persistent source of conflict in the series. And by the way, when I say crush, I mean he's goddamn obsessed. Nitz constantly sings Kimmy's praises and frequently fantasizes about her. And he keeps a picture of her on his desk. Honestly, who keeps a framed headshot of the girl they have a crush on that they barely even know? That kind of thing makes you look like either a stalker or a serial killer or a professional assassin of some sort, and none of those are good for your love life. His fixation on her is disconcerting. Nitz is psychologically unable to perceive her as anything else than a perfect human being. When he caught her at the health clinic picking up a kilo of condoms, it makes sense later. He freaks the fuck out and has an identity crisis.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
But you know, every show has its drawbacks, and that's just one of them. Undergrad's romantic plotting is a little awkward. The whole picture thing is fucking weird, and it reflects really badly on Nitz. But that's not the only example. The show tries to imply that Jessie has been developing feelings for Nitz over the course of the series, and that Nitz is completely oblivious to it. It kind of falls flat since it's only implied in the last 2 episodes. There wasn't much build-up to it. In fact, an earlier episode tested it and outright threw it out the window. Nitz gets a short-lived crush on Jessie due to bizarre circumstances. He makes an ass of himself trying to woo her. She gets royally pissed at him. They later make up and remain friends. How do you create a love triangle out of something like that? Actually, why do they call it a love triangle anyway? I mean, look at this diagram. It would only be a love triangle if Kimmy were in love with Jessie, which would be awesome, but it's not the case. So there's only 2 sides. That's not a love triangle, that's a love chevron. But Yeah, as I was saying, in my opinion, the show didn't handle its romance well. If I had to nitpick for other flaws, I would say that the animation could be a little fudgy at times. Like, observe how they use the same extra twice in the same shot. And, what else? Oh my god, the ending. I forgot to talk about that. As I mentioned before, Undergrads was cancelled after one season, and that season left on the most depressing and wistful cliffhanger ever. In the final episode, it's the end of freshman year. The clique is slowly drifting apart and the romantic plots have come to a head. After a long string of events, each more dramatic than the last, Nitz finally gets the girl of his dreams, but at a terrible cost.
Ugh! You son of a bitch!
Jesse chews him out for his obliviousness and spells out his stupidity in simple terms.
God, I can't believe I let you cry on my shoulder all year about everything. And not once did you ever get the idea that I might have been doing it for a reason.
She drives off in a rage, leaving him to contemplate on the school roof. And with that melancholy scene, the show ended forever, and many manly tears were shed. Though indeed it is a time for contemplation. When I took the time to look back on it, I realized how much the show influenced me. Influenced my taste in writing, my style of drawing, and, of course, my sense of humor. And as such, I love this show dearly, and it's aged beautifully. It's funny, it's charming, it indulges my geeky sensibilities, and it's frequently dramatic and occasionally even moving. Undergrads is a show about relationships. It's about making new friends, keeping the old, and trying to make it all work out through good times and bad. And that's what makes the cliffhanger so painful to some people. We never know what happens to Nitz, Jesse, Kimmy, and the clique. We don't know if Jesse forgives Nitz, or if Nitz keeps it up with Kimmy, or if the clique is even still intact. We're left to ponder alone on where the characters we've grown so fond of have gotten to. There are petitions around the net dedicated to bringing Undergrads back. Go out there, find them, sign them, and help me relive my teenage years with some old friends. And of course, watch a couple episodes too while you're at it, because, in summary, Undergrads is fucking sweet. I'm Happy Viking, and you've just been served a nostalgia bomb. Rock on, and drink responsibly. Oh, and before you go, I want to let you know that for the next month, I'm going to be in Denmark on vacation. Yeah, but the good news is, you're still going to see me there. Only now I'm going to be in high definition. New HD frothy pint of metal coming in the next 2 weeks. Take it easy, my friends. I love you all.
Come and talk to me on my computer screen. The ventures of our lives aren't as easy as they seem. To get the go and make the grade, it's all a show, it's all a game, and I would lose it if I played. But anyway, you go out on Friday night. I'll say it was just alright. Now you found a place to call my own.
Private Cal, get a move on! What is your major malfunction?
Hey, guy. I'm mastering my joystick.